If you've been worried that Samsung's One UI 8.5 beta is running late, here's the twist. It's already sitting on Samsung's own servers. Not publicly available yet, not rolling out to devices, but it's there. And that tiny detail changes the whole story about what's actually going on with the Galaxy S25 timeline. Before we jump in, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. It really helps me keep bringing you more tech breakdowns like this one. So why does this matter? Because Samsung almost never moves a beta onto its servers unless it's close. And with all the chatter about the Galaxy S26 launch being pushed back, the assumption was that the One UI 8.5 beta would be stuck in limbo too. But this server sighting basically confirms that the delay isn't nearly as big as everyone feared. Instead of slipping into next year, we might be looking at a release just a few weeks away. If you look at Samsung's history, this pattern lines up almost perfectly. One UI 7 showed up on the servers about 24 days before it went public. One UI 8 had a 17-day gap. If Samsung sticks to its usual rhythm, and the server evidence suggests they are, then the One UI 8.5 beta could easily drop around the third week of December. Not ideal, but honestly, much better than the see you in 2026 speculation floating around earlier. The bigger question now is, who actually gets to try it first? Samsung usually starts in a handful of markets, the US, South Korea, Germany, India, and then expands. Nothing official yet, but it'd be surprising if they suddenly change their strategy. Best case scenario? If you're in one of the early regions, your Galaxy S25 might be running One UI 8.5 before the year ends. Now, what exactly are you getting in One UI 8.5? This is where things get interesting, or maybe a little uncertain depending on your expectations. At its core, One UI 8.5 is meant to debut with the Galaxy S26 series. So whatever shows up in the beta is essentially a preview of Samsung's 2026 flagship software. And the biggest rumor change is tied to Bixby. Yes, Bixby. Samsung is reportedly working on integrating Perplexity AI directly into the Assistant, not just as a small upgrade, but as a broader refresh designed to make Bixby feel more modern, more useful, and more context-aware. Whether that's exciting or worrying depends on how you feel about digital assistants right now. A lot of people have been burned by AI assistant revamps that promise the moon but deliver a flashlight. Apple said Siri would evolve in a big way, and that clearly hasn't happened yet. So it's understandable if your hype levels are low, but if Samsung really does rebuild Bixby with a smarter AI model behind it, we could see something noticeably more capable than the version that sits mostly ignored on most Galaxy phones. Beyond Bixby, there are a few practical features rumored for One UI 8.5. One is a new notification priority system. Instead of everything piling into the same list, you'll be able to mark certain types of alerts as more important, and they'll jump to the top. It's a small thing, but if you constantly miss notifications because they get buried under app spam, this could actually make day-to-day use smoother. Another addition might be an adaptive clock for the lock screen. This would let you customize fonts and sizing more dynamically, so your lock screen feels more personal without the need for third-party themes. Again, not headline grabbing, but one of those quality-of-life tweaks Samsung users appreciate. And all of this ties back into the Galaxy S26 lineup, which is expected to arrive with One UI 8.5 out of the box. The hardware rumors point to some meaningful updates, things like MagSafe-style magnets for proper Q2 support, faster wired charging on the Ultra model, and a refreshed camera island design. But at the same time, there are parts of the S26 series that seem like they're sticking pretty close to the S25 generation, including the camera systems. So software might end up playing a bigger role in making the S26 feel new. That's why this beta sighting is actually bigger news than it seems. If Samsung keeps its timing tight and the beta drops in December, it not only keeps S25 users looped into the new features early, but it also signals that the S26 delay, if it exists, isn't as major as some rumors suggested. Samsung's development roadmap seems to be intact. Personally, the thing I'm most curious about isn't the magnets, the charging speeds, or even the refreshed design. It's whether Samsung can actually deliver a digital assistant that feels genuinely smart, not just repackaged. Maybe the bar is low because so many companies have overpromised here. But if Samsung can rebuild Bixby with a smarter AI model behind it, we could see something noticeably more capable than the version that sits mostly ignored on most Galaxy phones. For now, though, the key takeaway is simple. One UI 8.5 is closer than expected. The beta is built, it's on Samsung servers, and based on past releases, it's probably just days or weeks away. If you're on a Galaxy S25 and you're the type to jump into betas immediately, This might be your next big software update before the year wraps up. What's your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments section. See you in the next video. Take care.